Today, we're talking Shedeur Sanders. Let's go.
Class act up in first class for the leg room. K-ho glitch, time pass in the restroom. Take a bad bitch to a 1.5-star motel. Then I'm back to crash in my bedroom. Been broke down all inside, not a flesh wound. Talking down with you.
Who decision what to talk about it? Student decision walk without it. You swear you all about it. You think you live it, but it's like once upon a time I met the boogeyman off the booger sugar, the Cuban good and shooter. Used to be a pierced to my wrist was period. Them diamonds back when I was a no one, back when I was anonymous.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Sports World Talk. And today we got a special conversation about Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders just had his pro day last Friday, and in my opinion, it was good. It wasn't bad, in my opinion. A lot of people was trying to say he wasn't showing, his arm being stronger than what people think. I'm like, you saw him in college for 4 years. You should know what his arm is by now. Just saying. But me personally, I think he is a good player. I think he's the number 2 quarterback in the draft. I have Cam Ward. I am a Miami Hurricane fan, so that may be biasness, but I do have Cam Ward as my number 1 quarterback going to the Tennessee Titans. Recently, I did a mock draft, and I had Shedeur Sanders going to the New York Giants. That was before they signed Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. Now, it changes. But I'm going to do a video about my new mock draft coming out soon. But speaking of mock draft, Mel Kiper put out one today, and he had Shedeur Sanders fall into the New Orleans Saints at number 9. I think it was number 9, which, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, I'd be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, is that a better fit than trying to figure out what's going on in New York? I feel so. Is that a better fit than what's going on in Cleveland right now? I think so. Minus the defense. The defense in Cleveland is going to be crazy. But I feel going to the New Orleans Saints, if that's where he will go, will be a good bet. He had to go against my Falcons and lose them, I'm sure. But I think that'd be a good atmosphere for him. You know, the New Orleans scenes as far as being, I feel like it's close to his personality. You know, it's not too far away from Texas either. He's not too far away. I think it's another state or so over. But I think the Saints will be a good team for him. I don't think he'll drop to 9. I think somebody will jump up there and get him. I hope so. For his sake. But at the end of the day, I look at team over number of where you're picked at. I'd rather have the perfect team than the perfect number of where I'm drafted. And like I said, I see Shedeur Sanders as a player. He had like 70% completion percentage in college. He had over 134 passing touchdowns, over 14,000 yards, and they are trying to put Jackson Dart ahead of him, which nothing is Jackson Dart. It's just I've never seen nothing from him that I'm like, oh, wow, this dude is something right here. I think it's crazy that they're putting him over the Alabama quarterback. I'm like, wait a minute. Was this dude in a championship or something? I just don't see it. I even put, I'm going to forget his name, but he just came from Texas. I put him over Jackson Dart. And I'm like, I just don't understand. This guy, he's decent, but he doesn't wow me. And I feel like every year they get a quarterback that nobody's really heard of or seen much of, and they push him. Say he's better than this quarterback, that quarterback, and he push him up. And I think that's just crazy. I think this could be a lot of teams that's just trying to get Shedeur or whoever to fall to them. And I think that's what's going to happen. Hopefully he doesn't get too discouraged about falling, but I do think it's a possibility he may fall in the draft, but he can go to a beautiful situation, whether it's the New Orleans Saints or the Pittsburgh Steelers. If I'm the Steelers, if I see him drop past 5, I'm going to get him. The Pittsburgh Steelers needs to be aggressive. He can be a wonderful quarterback for them. They got 2 wide receivers there. Having him there and his completion, his accuracy, I think it'll be money. And it'd be a nice quarterback that they can groom. I feel like it'd be a great bet for them. But at the end of the day, if he does go to New Orleans, they have a new coach. I think that would be a good tandem right there. But I just hate that a lot of people try to throw a lot of shade on Shedeur Sanders like he isn't a pro-ready quarterback. They talk about him patting the ball, stuff like that. The example somebody else used was, didn't Tom Brady do the same thing? Isn't he looked at as the greatest of all time? I do believe so. To where like Shedeur Sanders isn't 6'4", he don't run a 4.5 or 4.4, whatever like that, but he has a strong mind. You know what I mean? He has a good vision, and I feel that right there will help him have a better career than other quarterbacks just in general. So me personally, I am a fan of Shedeur Sanders. I am a believer, and I think he will help somebody's team. I think if I'm Shedeur, I'm not care. You have money, so money's not necessarily the issue. It's getting to the right spot. Get to the right spot, Shedeur. Don't really care if you get drafted third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 18th. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as long as it's the right team. So definitely push for that right team, and I feel like that'd be the best situation for him. And just ball out. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people because he has a lot of doubt right now. People looking at him, oh, he's Deion's son. He's a privileged kid. They want him to, need the NFL. No, that's stupid. It's stupid to me to sit there and want to have a player need the NFL like they're supposed to come begging. Like, no, I'm giving you my talent and you give me the opportunity. That's a nice fair trade. I think that Shedeur's going to surprise some people. So he is a surprise pick for me as far as going to surprise in the draft. I think if he goes to the right team. But what do you think? Do you think Shedeur has the goods to produce in the NFL? If you do, let's talk about it. If you don't, let's talk about it. See you next time.